Hello, hello, sweet honeybees. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day today. I wanted to come out to the park, get some fresh air, swing in my hammock while I do some journaling and some reading. This one's going to be a little bit different because I just wanted to do a casual vlog and talk about what's going on in my life right now, talk about an update regarding my mom's murder case. Yesterday was the preliminary for the man that killed her. The judge decided that there is probable cause in all of the charges that he's facing to have a trial. He's facing a count of murder one, 3 counts of extreme cruelty to animals, and a count of tampering with evidence. My sister got to testify yesterday. I have not been called in as a witness or to testify, which to me is a little frustrating because I witnessed this man abusing my mom over the years, and she even reached out to me at one point in time to tell me that she was scared that he would hurt her one day. But the detective didn't care about any of that, just as the detective didn't care about the suspicious circumstances surrounding my mom's murder. You know, the stuff leading up to it and the stuff and the stuff after it, the large inheritance that was involved, and the fact that my uncle most likely forged my grandmother's signature and he was friends with this man and they were having secret lunches in the months leading up to my mom making the decision to let my uncle sell her house and move out to New Mexico. It's just very frustrating, you know. Anyway, now we have another waiting game going on. We were told that it could take over a year before this ever goes to trial because murder trials take a long time, which is also very frustrating because we waited 2.5 years just for an arrest to be made. And the arrest didn't even happen because they were actively seeking him. They issued a warrant without looking for him or putting out a news broadcast or anything. And they just picked him up through another thing that the police force was doing and happened to run his license plate as he went through one of their little stakeout points. And then they went to go get him. But it took 2.5 years to get to this point. There's a news article where the detective says that it took this long because their crime lab was so backed up. New Mexico only has one crime lab for the entire state, despite the extremely high violent crime rate. And the detective failed to mention that the lab didn't have the most crucial piece of evidence. It was apparently missing, which I don't understand why that wouldn't be inventoried whenever the evidence is being submitted to the lab in the first place. Sorry, I paused for some disc golfers to make their throw because I'm sitting at shot 13 right now. Honestly, a little awkward talking about this subject matter with people walking up on me. They're probably like, what the fuck is her life about? Trust me, I have those thoughts about my life every single day. But it's just really frustrating to me that my sister and I have already been waiting over 2.5 years just to get to this point. And now we're being told that taking it to trial could take over another year. And the thing is, victims advocacy groups, which help the families of victims pay for like travel expenses and lodging and things like that, therapy, there's a time frame for all of that, and it's only 2 years. So now that it has taken so long, all of our travel expenses have to come out of our pocket. It's already cost us so much emotionally, and it's taken physical tolls on us as well. I mean, I'm 30 years old and I got my first gray hair this year. I've been having white eyebrow hairs pop up. My my sister's 8 years older than I am, but her hair is like half gray now and she's starting to lose her hair. The stress of everything going on has really been taking its toll on us. It's also really frustrating how anytime there is a case that makes national news, it seems to, even when there's tons of evidence to process, it still tends to happen quickly. Like, this whole situation shouldn't have taken as long as it did. Had it happened in the state that I live in, it wouldn't have taken as long as it did. But when there is a case with national publicity, it gets pushed and everybody talks about it and the victims get all of this support and resources, and my sister and I haven't had any of that. It's just been us on our own. It's been very stressful. There goes a blue jay. I love it. This morning I took my dogs for a walk and my dog stopped to smell some flowers really hard for a moment. I couldn't get him to leave them alone. And I then noticed that we had stopped in a yard where the address had a 626 in it. And that's a number that I associate with my mom when I see it because it was part of her phone number. And right as I saw the number, I thought of her and two cardinals flew out in front of me. My mom trying to say she's still here. It doesn't make it any easier though, I'll tell you. Grief is hard enough, but then when you lose a loved one in such a traumatic way, it makes things even more complicated. You know, I didn't have the best relationship with my mom, but we had began repairing our relationship before all of this happened. I just think about how scared she must have been in her final moments. I get really angry sometimes. I get angry at the man that did it. I get angry at my aunt and my uncle for how they used the opportunity to make themselves wealthier. I get mad at my family for how they villainized my sister and I for trying to distance ourselves from abuse. I get angry at even people I love, like friends, because they can't understand. And it's a very isolating experience. Losing a loved one to murder is a hell that I wouldn't wish upon anybody. I get really angry at Dennis. I sometimes have violent thoughts about him, but I know that I don't want to be a monster like that. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, right? I don't even really know what else to say other than I'm frustrated. I hope one day the full truth comes out and my mom gets the justice that she deserves, because regardless of her flaws, she didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves to be hunted like an animal and beaten to death with a baseball bat, and then for him to have the audacity to claim self defense. And for his lawyer to have the audacity to say that he needs grief counseling because he loved her. He literally told my grandmother and I one night while at the house that women that don't listen deserve to be smacked around a little bit. Yeah, he really loved my mom. Today's a bittersweet day. I'm glad that things are finally moving, but it doesn't make the process any easier. There's a cardinal in the tree up there. I love you, Mama. I'm sorry that all of this happened.